pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, good evening, everybody. I know we really haven't done anything wrong, we just have a big presence here tonight.
They're way
Way far away. Okay. Do I have a, motion to approve the minutes? Second?
Second.
I beat you this time.
Okay, if our council would introduce themselves. Adam?
I'm Adam Sellenbarger.
Jim Lyons from Joppa, Magnolia, and also from Gloria Moon's district of Councilman District B.
Sorry, Freddie.
That would be me. Well, I was an A at one time.
Yeah.
Gloria Moon. He kicked me out.
Yeah.
I'm Paul Wallace, I'm the chair.
Melissa DeRisca, Edgewood.
Copperplex, Edgewood.
Marion Ford, Secretary, Joppatowne.
Excellent. So we will go right to the sheriff's report. Who would like to be on first?
Good evening, everybody. For those that don't know me, I'm Sheriff Gaylor. I wanted to stop down tonight. I had one question: where's Captain Gamble? For everyone's, Captain Gamble retired. As too many men and women in our profession are doing, they hit 25 years and they're leaving our profession, even though there's some financial incentive for staying. They're getting out while they can, and sad that's a little bit of what police reform has done to us. So with that, he's not official till July 1st, but he's on terminal leave, using up some of the, we have to pay him for it one way or the other, so if he uses it, it costs us less out of our budget. So he's really gonna be off getting paid for the next month on leave that he has earned. But we went ahead and ran a process in the office, and Captain Dave, former Lieutenant, now Captain Dave McDougal, Dave Wave, is now the commander of the Southern Precinct. And Dave will absolutely, he has been phenomenal his entire career, the 10 years that I've been there, but many years before that, with just so many notable accomplishments. A couple of years ago, he was the National Sheriff's Association's Deputy of the Year. It's the second time, well, he was the first, and we won it twice. Offices, some 3,800 sheriff's offices statewide. Dave was picked one year, what year was it?
2016.
2016, as the National Sheriff's Deputy of the Year. Was also our agency's Deputy of the Year, and has done well for himself, moving up through the ranks. Captain, so you're in good hands. A couple things that are going on here. I'm sure if anyone's following the news, they followed my disagreement with the county executive on defunding the central precinct. I handed out 30. I thought that would be enough. I was wrong. Paula said I should have called first, so I should have. But 30 of you have copies of our annual report. There's two things in there I want to note. If you go right inside the cover, you'll see a map on the bottom right side. Yeah, right here. So if you look at this map, and I just want everyone in this, particularly this community advisory board, because you are focused on the Edgewood Joppatowne community, that's what Dave McDougal should be focused on as your commander. And if you look down at what is the light green box, which is no bigger than one knuckle on my finger, down where it says 11, 12, 13, and 14, if you can read that. Yep. That is 30% of the calls for service that the sheriff's office handle in this county, in that little box. And that's what this precinct, and that's what this commander should be focused on. But because of that, because we didn't get the central to this point in time, everything about mid-county down falls to this captain and this precinct, the men and women out of this building. So his attention is greatly more divested than it needs to be. It should be focused on the concentration of calls here. He's carrying presently about 67% of calls that the sheriff's office handles out of this precinct that falls to Dave as one single commander. You're not going to resign on me or anything, are you? To handle. So again, the whole purpose that we proposed the central precinct many years ago was to get the load off of this, and that would enhance services in the Edgewood Joppatowne area, and to say the least, the very, very least. I'm disappointed. County executive doesn't like it when I use it, but that's exactly what he's done. He's taken that money, he's trying to move that money to other projects. That is the definition of defunding. This is not political, this is public safety. We need that precinct, and I don't see it happening anytime soon. It should have opened back 2 months ago, and we're sitting now probably at, if there was a decision to go tomorrow, we're probably 2.5, 3 years away. And that's a detriment to all the citizens of our county. The other thing in the book that I wanted you to look at was the survey, the single page. A few years ago, we were asked to do a survey of the community. We partnered with Bel Air, Avenue, and Havre de Grace, the police departments in our county, to, on a completely random companies out west somewhere, public safety surveys. And the numbers that they got back, the way they described them, is that they have never seen numbers so favorable for a law enforcement agency anywhere in the country. I knew they would be good, I didn't know they would be that good. Similar to what you see on the paper now. We did it again this year, the end of 23, just to see how we were measuring up. That first survey was done right after all the unrest in the country. This survey, things have quieted down a little bit. 3 years later, the survey results are statistically about the same. That people, our citizens that we serve, have a very high opinion. They feel safe in their community, which is all of our goal. They have a very high opinion of the job that our men and women do, not only the Harford County Sheriff's Office, but the towns, Bel Air, Avenue, and Havre de Grace, collectively. And again, they said any police chief or sheriff would kill for these kind of results. I hope they meant that figuratively. That's the kind of thing that you want to hear. We did put a question in there about the central precinct, and you can see there that 81% of respondents wanted that project to move forward. That is another loud and clear call that not only do I think it's necessary as your sheriff, as your elected sheriff, and the former county executive thought it was necessary, the entire council 4 years ago thought it was necessary, and the entire council this year, last year, budget cycle, thought it was necessary. 81% is a huge number. Our county is growing. People get on me, are you part of the overdevelopment crowd? No, I'm part of the crowd that wants to provide quality public services to the men and women of this county, of these communities, and we must grow to meet that demand. We are a growing community, and we have to continue to grow to meet that demand. And I'm going to close out with one other thing, and I'll be happy to take a quick question or two before Paulie kicks me out. If you saw the news recently, the brand new command bus, it's out here, cost $1.5 million. It was a project that was approved by the previous county executive as a joint vehicle between Sheriff's Office and Department of Emergency Services, recognizing statistically the Sheriff's Office uses it 85 to 95% of the time compared to the Department of Emergency Services. There was a $30,000 plug put out in this building so that vehicle would be here. 78 or 79% of the time, the calls for service where that has been deployed have been in this community, Edgewood, Joppatowne, Riverside, south part of the county. The county executive has now decided to use that as a political toy and is mandating that we take it to Hickory and store it up there, where they spent another $20,000 or something to install a second plug. So we have a worthless $30,000 plug out here in this garage bay if that truck's not here. Ironically enough, last week it was up at Hickory and they were in the way of fleet services trying to maintain vehicles, and we were asked to get it off the parking lot. So we brought it down here and plugged it in. So again, this is an asset that is needed more in this community. It's out here. It was designed to go into this garage bay to serve the entire county or where it might be needed. But the majority of that is the south end, and sadly the county executive has decided to make it a political toy and wants to put it up there for no purpose other than to screw with me. And that's the truth of the matter, and I'm disappointed in that. With that, I want to end on a happy note that I'm going to end again with Dave. Dave's wife's here keeping an eye on him to make sure he behaves himself. If you don't know Lauren is the aide to Councilman Aaron Penman. So you have, I guess, a double voice here. One's to your precinct, and if you don't get your answer you like out of him, call Lauren over to the councilman's office, and then you can probably get it done. But you're gonna enjoy Dave here as the commander. He does a great job. Any questions for me? And they have to be relatively short.
What kind of vehicle are you talking about?
Can we show it to them? Anybody wants to walk out and see it before,
Yeah.
at the end of the meeting?
Oh,
At the end of the meeting?
wait,
Huh?
it'll be dark.
It's in the garage space. You can walk them through, Dave, on the way out. You'll be here. It's a $1.5 million command vehicle. Looking at tractor trailer up front, single unit truck, has communications, so at an incident, for incident command, to roll that out, and it allows us to have a place near the scene of something, command post. When we lost our deputies in 16, the advanced granite in 17, the radiation in 18. Many other things, but those were the big ones. So, it's parked out here in the garage bay now, right next to our old Winnebago, which is 25, Eric, 25, 30 years old. Converted camper.
Coming up on 24, I
Yeah.
think.
And we're keeping that because there's still times, you get a flat or you have a mechanical issue. We're keeping the old one too, just to make sure we have coverage when needed. But that vehicle belongs here in this precinct. The people who maintain it and run it are in this building. So we have to run our people from here, special operations, up to Hickory to get it, and then probably bring it 78% of the time back to Edgewood or Joppatowne. That's insanity to me. That's interfering with police operations, and you all elected me to do police operations. And that we need to stay focused on the needs of our community.
It's a waste of money.
Oh, this is where it's needed, this is where it should be.
So, what is our best course of action to put pressure on our county executive?
I think he's
I
coming
know-
here. Is he coming to your meeting next month?
Yeah.
You can ask him
He
about
is
it.
coming in, but yeah, he's supposed to be on with C4 and Brian Neiman again. I wish I would have known that when he was on the other week, cause they were taking, that was just last week or the week before? He was taking questions, and that would have been something, cause why are you not where the crime is?
Again,
You need it down this end, because crime is gonna it's starting to creep up.
we have bad things happening all over this county.
Yeah, that's
I wanna
true,
say, Harrisville, we've seen the worst of things can happen anywhere.
Yeah.
But the volume of calls are where your volume of population are. And we have 1/10 of the county's population that lives in the Edgewood, Joppatowne area. And as that map shows, sector 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14 in your map, again, that's 1/3 of all the calls for service in the great big geographic footprint that is Harford County.
And 75% of the time we use that command post, it's down here.
Down this part.
Got a question here, sure.
Yes, sir.
Do we ask you about incidents in our neighborhood, or do we ask the captain?
I'll leave that to the captain.
Okay.
Anything else? Dave, you want to introduce yourself real quick, and anything I didn't cover?
I think you covered it all.
Oh, okay.
You didn't talk about his celebrity, being a celebrity.
Oh, gosh.
Real quick, I got part of why he was so.
And then look at the keys.
Yeah, I don't have the key, I can promise you that. So thank you for indulging me tonight, thank you, board, appreciate it, thank you.
That's okay, I'm going out.
Hang on. The sign-in sheet going around, if you've already given me your email, don't do it again.
Now you talking.
Now, yeah. I meant to say that, but I'm sorry. Go ahead. Well, welcome. We're glad that you're here with us.
Thank you.
I did watch that series on TV.
No, I have to zoom out. It's
Okay.
my fault.
All
Sorry. Okay, there we go.
Captain McDougal, just so everybody knows, I grew up in Edgewood. I lived in Edgewood all the way until my wife and I married and moved. I moved out of Edgewood. I still own a house down here. My family lives throughout Edgewood, Joppatowne area, several family members. So this community means a lot to me. It's important to me. Policing as a young deputy, I started at this precinct. I worked this area the entire time I was in uniform. I'm gonna go over real quick some of the top 3 calls for service have been suspicious incidents, check on subjects, and animal complaints. Compared to last year, they were check on subjects, suspicious incidents, and disorderly disturbances. Our total crashes so far are down 18%, and our total calls for service are up 31%. As far as big crime trends, up 200, the auto thefts. We're seeing a lot of increased auto thefts, theft from autos. I'm sure everybody here has heard in their communities that have had instances over the last few months. Just to give everybody a quick update, we have identified one juvenile in the area who's now on electronic monitoring, and we've noticed a downtick in theft from autos over the last week since he's been placed on monitoring through DJS. In addition, some of the guys on Saturday night were out doing proactive patrol in the Harford Square community and got into a foot chase with a young man, juvenile as well, from Baltimore City, and he was actually pulling on door handles and looking in vehicles with a flashlight. We arrested him, and actually he had a handle on him as well. So we've made some progress in the community with some theft from autos. We're out there every night. We're deploying technology, utilizing drones, and trying to thwart the. It's mostly juveniles. Occasionally we have professional crews that are stealing vehicles and breaking into vehicles come up from PG County, AA County, and Baltimore City. And a lot of those cases are juveniles in the area who are running the streets at all hours of the night. I know that in these meetings we discuss a lot about the school bus violations that occur throughout the county. So school bus 859, which does a run in the morning for both Magnolia Elementary and Riverside Elementary down in Joppa, there has been 312 violations this school year just on that one school bus. Now the route it travels has been dissected turn by turn, mile by mile by our traffic unit, and has been sent out to all the deputies working this precinct, all the traffic deputies, all specialized unit deputies, and we are increasing our efforts as far as in-person violation detection and citations. The citation jumps significantly when a deputy observes the violation and writes a ticket themselves, alternative to the camera catching it. So that information has been put out to everybody that works in this precinct, and we are increasing our effort to enforce those bus stop violations. And that's all I have. I know we use a lot of time so far, the Sheriff's Office has, but I will take a few questions if permits.
I know that you're new, and I hate to throw you into the fire, but when we come to these meetings, we're told to call if there's any problems. I live on Garnett Road.
Mm-hmm.
There's a house that has been visited by police probably a dozen times in the last couple of months, repeatedly. My next door neighbors have been chased by a large dog of theirs. The Sheriff's Office seemed to have swarmed the house, seems to have confiscated a firearm out of it. I've had a detective stop by my door who asked for camera footage. I've called asking for information. My neighbors are concerned, they're worried, and I've called a half dozen times, and we have no communication as to what's going on. Are we safe? Is there any, nothing like that. I was told to contact Deputy Ballard and Detective Coffin, and I've called them and just not received any answers back. So if there's a way that the Sheriff's Office can even have a community meeting with concerned neighbors that are, again, animal control's there, police are there all times of the night. Every time we wake up at 2 a.m. because people are shouting, that's happening. So if there's a way that we could get some action on that, that'd be good.
Absolutely, yeah. I'll get the address from you. Unless yeah, so he has it. I will get with you.
Okay. With the school bus running incidents, there haven't been any incidents in the county this year where any kids have gotten hurt because of the vehicles or anything, or nothing like that, nothing severe, but they're just not respecting the buses.
Right, yes.
Okay, as long as they respect the kids, still that's wrong.
Ralph?
Very minor issue, but one I'd like to see you report on is how many litter tickets do you write each month?
Litter tickets?
Yes, for people throwing litter outside their cars when they're observed. We have signs all over the county, $1,000 fine, $500 fine, $250 fine. I'm just tired of living in other people's trash cans.
Yeah, I could probably research that information, and see, I don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah. I just feel like it's one of those things we just ignore anymore and we just don't enforce. So I'm just asking
Yeah.
for some local enforcement. If our neighborhood looks better, if people behave better.
Well, we all go out and pick up our own neighbor's trash.
It's difficult, I mean, there's
see it
team-
that's the other problem.
Yeah,
One-
that's what I was gonna
one
say.
at a
Typically,
time.
if people are throwing trash out the window of their vehicle while they're in motion, and they see one of our cars, they're not gonna do it. It's like a needle in a haystack for us to actually see it occur in front of us, and that's what we need to happen to be able to cite somebody for it.
Understand.
Question?
Hi, could you, let me know what happened on 40 with all the police down there, near the Greek place with the, Saturday? That sports little thing is right there, that shopping center.
Maryland's schools and right.
Yeah, what happens, like cops down there? There's something happened there.
Oh, no, not another brothel, don't.
I don't know about the brothel.
There was what time of day was it?
It was at night.
Where is it?
Was that
It was
night?
at night.
It's with
Saturday night?
Dion.
Yeah,
Right past the Home Depot.
Past the Home Depot is what you're saying?
yeah, right past the Home Depot, right there where the Greek.
It used to be
Yeah,
the
arena.
trophy
right
place
there.
used to be there.
It's the Home Depot, then there's a used car lot, and then there's a shopping center right there where the Greek place is.
It was nothing of huge note because it's nothing that either him or I, yeah, and it would have been during his shift, and we didn't. It was nothing that was. I'm unsure. Our agency was something. It could have been something that seemed like a big deal, then we got there and it wasn't, and that's why there were so many cars there.
Is it brothel now?
So I know they were. The one in the same area you're speaking of. I don't believe it's still out. I haven't heard any complaints recently of if anything occurring there in the last month or so. It's been quiet.
Sir,
Probably cheap.
go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Do we know the max fine for, the bus violations?
It almost doubles, but I think I can only have the exact numbers in front of me. But what the camera gets you, it's $1 amount, and when you do it in person, it's another dollar amount, and it's almost double the amount. I don't
I thought
recall.
it was $290.
It might be, I thought it was $535.
So I think $290 is what the camera gets you, maybe.
Yeah.
If it's not, I'll put a bill in for that.
Yeah, I thought it was high. It's very, very high.
It almost doubles. Whatever.
Yeah, one at a
I'm
time.
not opposed to like jacking it up.
Yeah.
I know they collected over $1 million since they passed the law.
Yeah.
Question about halfway houses and HOA properties. Is there any legal recourse or anything that we're able to do about an unauthorized or what seems to be some type of halfway house or something operating out of our community?
That's gonna be a county code question more than it's gonna be a question for me. I don't have your answer on that.
Okay, so we would go to the county executive for that?
The county.
Dion, that would be the
Council,
lady that
yeah.
came to us, the codes lady.
Planning and zoning.
Yeah.
Planning is yeah.
Okay.
That was
It was in our bylaws, that you can't operate that in the community.
Right.
And, the homeowners association is supposed to handle that, and ours does.
It's not explicitly stated in our bylaws, but we do have things about operating non-residential, but we'd have to look at that a little bit further, but if there's something that we can do, obviously the community is not one of a halfway house, and so we just pop up all of a sudden, and we have a lot of people going in and out of that house around a lot of kids and things like that, so I'll follow up with you on that.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Real quick, I'm sorry,
Well,
Mary Ann Morgan. Have the parking complaints kind of quelled? Because I haven't gotten anything from you in a while.
They have, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I watch too. I walk. so-
Okay, good. No, I'm just literally following up, that's
Yeah,
all.
there was a truck there for a couple nights, and I was gonna send it to you, but it left, and, but I might send it to you the next time, it's like they're,
Send it to us, because if it creates a routine, it'll keep it
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, no, I definitely, I appreciate that. You
Okay.
guys really, that was great.
Do you have a written report? Do we have a written report, little sheet?
Oh, yeah, they just need to. Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah, for our secretary.
Yeah, so she said, so it's later, she said that.
Got it.
Take care, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, so our guest for this evening, you know, with everything that's going on, sports-wise, whatever, we have the owner of Coppermine with us tonight, Alex Jacobs, and I'd like to welcome you and ask you to come on out.
All right, there we go. Okay. I don't know about that. I'm good, but I don't know about that.
Oh.
The little box that turns it on based on.
Yeah.
Is it plugged in?
I hit on.
Oh, I hear it.
It's
Yeah, just boot it up.
Nice job. Oh, great. Okay. So, give me here or in the middle. Does everybody see me? They can hear
Wherever
me?
you feel
Okay. I'm gonna stand behind you. My bodyguard. So I'm Alex. I own a company called Coppermine. We're based out of Baltimore, but we've been fortunate enough to migrate up to Harford County. We several years ago had taken over the old barracks that were on Hanson Road or Cedar Drive, and have over the last couple of years developed that into basically a really nice sports complex. Our company has 18 locations, one of them being the one up here in Edgewood, which is awesome, I think. And we also took over the old Bel Air Athletic Club, which is up here as well. You know, we have about 700 employees, full and part-time in those locations, and we do everything from soccer, lacrosse, gymnastics, karate, birthday parties, summer camps, all those fun things. And so our mission, which is on the next page here, is to inspire those around us to achieve excellence. And that's kind of our motto that we do. We coach kids at as young as 12 months old, all the way up to seniors in high school, and then we have older adult social leagues in our facilities. We have health clubs and things like that. But if you flip to the next page, it kind of goes through all of our locations that we have and what we do. The migration to Edgewood has been amazing for us because it has allowed us to expand into the tournament and sports tourism business, which is very important to Harford County. If you go into the next couple pages, geographically kind of shows where we are located into the state of Maryland. And the location up in Edgewood off of 95 has been kind of the holy grail for us to attract a lot of visitors. Basically, they're coming from Connecticut all the way down and as far reaching as probably Richmond all the way up. It's predominantly soccer and lacrosse players, boys and girls, all different ages, those sort of things. And it's been really exciting. We opened this past March, and pretty much every weekend we've had a plethora of athletes and parents coming to the area to have their children play, and then they're spending money in your community, whether it's hotels, restaurants, shopping, whatever it may be. Laundromats too, right? Get their stuff clean. Our ecosystem, because we are kind of holistic for the entire family. We offer programs from little kids all the way up to adults. And then the last few slides are, I don't know if anybody's been to our location in Edgewood, but we built basically 8 turf fields. This is what we had envisioned to build. And the next slide kind of shows you actually what we did build. Right. And so those are the 8 fields there, full with cars and those sort of things. We took an area that had been blighted. There was a lot of trash and junk that was on on the area, probably some drug use and squatters and those sort of things, and we've really heightened it with activity. We did the same thing down in Baltimore City, but activity like this kind of pushes out things that shouldn't be in the area, unsavory things, and we've really kind of turned that area around and made it really special for a lot of folks to come travel to. I know that there have been some issues with parking and traffic and those sort of things, which we're working through. The county has earmarked in their budget to build a road kind of prior to us that gives us better access to this location. But the information and the feedback we've gotten has been extremely positive for the area, and we're excited to be here. So I'm here to answer any questions you might have, kind of where the future goes, and talk to anybody. Yes, ma'am.
Although I think this is wonderful.
Thank you.
But my question is, it's not really reaching kids in it. The cost is something, they're not there. They're into basketball, football. So it's not the population that it really needs to hit bad. It's not really.
So it's a great point. So we actually have reached out to the Boys and Girls Club, who's across the street from us, and now they're bringing their kids over to our fields to participate on, which they never would have access to. I have been talking with the Edgewood Rec Council, who just started so Edgewood Rec Council has never had soccer. They don't have any soccer, and this is their first year that they're going to have soccer. We just donated to the Edgewood Rec Council to give money for their soccer program so they can actually buy goals. And I'm in contact with their coach to have their kids come play on our fields. We did reach out to Edgewood High School. It's a transportation issue, which I've talked to Deanna about, to have those, because at the Edgewood High School, when it rains, there is no sports. They only have. So we have reached out to the athletic department. I just met with the school last week to tell them that we have facilities in those times that aren't being used, because typically it's around 3 o'clock in the afternoon and we're not participating in those fields. So we are making the effort to reach out to try to get it. We just opened up March 1st, so it takes us a little bit of time to kind of make those inroads. But we are committed to do in the fall. We will have a flag football clinic that we'll be bringing Ravens players up to talk to the kids in Edgewood and let them to participate. They're not going to have to pay for it. So we will start making those inroads to have the participation from those players. And the goal is to have our soccer and lacrosse programs scholarship several kids from that area, this area, to participate in our program, because it is an expensive sport. Club sports are expensive to play in. We recognize that, and we've been fortunate to be a for-profit company that is allowed to give back. So when we do that, we will be working with those kids and those youth athletes to scholarship some each year, so that they stay in school, they participate, and they see what sports can do in their lives to participate and kind of stay kind of on the straight and narrow. So.
Hi, so the closed-in facility that you were gonna add to this, is it done yet?
The one field 8, which is this field right here, we did get that approved to enclose, but that would make it an enclosed field, not basketball or anything like that. So we haven't done that yet. That's probably in about a 2 to 3 year plan.
Okay.
But that would be a fully enclosed field.
When I drove through, I think one part was gonna be like a session.
Oh, so that has, we just got, yes, I'm sorry. I'll let you know the field. Yes, we're planning to build a 10,000 square foot building that has restrooms, concessions, and those sort of things for the participants that are on there. That, we just got the permits for that last week, and I don't think I'm gonna start construction on that right now because we go into the busy time with summer tournaments. We'll probably start that in the fall.
Okay, and I asked that question because a lot of us have businesses in that area, and with the traffic, if someone got injured, would you have medical personnel contracted to be there versus them having to be transported to Upper Chesapeake?
Okay.
So we worried for the traffic, we worried for the safety. It was a lot of concerns. We thank you because it's well lit at night. We have businesses right there, and I believe that this would bring a good bit of revenue to Edgewood, and it would also bring a form of employment for those that need it. So I'm all for this. I just want to make sure that safety, we're considering that too.
So the tournament, we're a facility we're a facility that allows people to rent our facilities a lot of the times. So the tournament operators come and say, we want to have our tournament in Harford County and Edgewood. We have a great facility, they rent a facility. So when they have that, they have procured their own medical staff, trainers, and those sort of things on site. So typically for a tournament like this, we'll have 3 different stations for medical staff. If there is a person, a child, or somebody that gets injured where there is life safety that needs to be called, we don't have that on staff. We have to call that in. And then we've had the fire department come through several times to make sure there's access through there. We do have a ramp that gets up and access to the fields, and so that's how they would be called to here. So they would, depending on the level of the injury, they would go to Upper Chesapeake or wherever it might be.
We have a question over here.
Yes.
Are you planning in the future to have tournaments over there?
Yes, ma'am. We have about 40 weekends of 52 booked already. So every weekend, so our season, as everybody knows, is basically March, first weekend of March, that will go basically through Thanksgiving.
How are you getting this information out to the public that you are having a tournament over there on a specific day? So if somebody wanted to come watch it, you know, they know that you're having a tournament there.
That's an interesting question. I've never had anybody ask me, because it's typically just parents, grandparents of the participants. It's actually pretty interesting. A lot of the neighbors have sat up on the hill and watched our play, because they're like, I just want to watch the game. We've never reached out to outside of that kind of ecosystem to advertise it, but I'll have to look into that. It's usually just players, parents, immediate families, boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever it may be, and then our neighbors have been watching, so.
Hang on a second, we had a question back here.
Alex, I'm Dr. Darren Thompson. I'm the senior pastor of the Conquerors Church, and our church is at the Edgewood Boys and Girls Club.
Right.
So kudos to you for your staff. Most of them recognize on Sunday that we're there.
Right.
A few weeks we've had problems because they always want our members to drive all the way around.
Sure.
And we're trying to tell them, no, we're going right here to the church.
Okay.
Many of your team, they recognize that we don't have any problem, and they make sure that the families don't park on the lot because my parishioners are coming to church.
Right.
This past Sunday, I'm not sure if the people just weren't trained, but they had all of the lacrosse people parking on the lot, and then, my folks didn't have, ample parking. So if you could just kind of address that with the team.
Sure.
That was the first part of my question. And then the second part, I know that you have guys out there directing traffic, and, it's gonna take some getting used to for everybody. We're accustomed to being in and out on Sunday, so now it's traffic to get out and go to Cracker Barrel, it's traffic on 7, which is a good problem to have. But I see all of those guys outside. Are you offering any of those jobs to the kids that's right from Edgewood? Or in the
So it's interesting. Some of those youth have come up to us and asked us for a job, and we have reached out to them. Mark, who's my director, has been talking to them. A lot of them are from the high school because they actually walk. Usually they walk home. They come through that way. We have reached out to them, and I have to find out from him, but it would be great to have some of those committed for summer jobs and those sort of things too.
Hang on just a second, that gentleman, the gentleman back here first.
To piggyback off of your question there, in the event that somebody gets seriously hurt there, are your people trained to utilize your field to drop medevac in there in case they need to be flown out?
So I don't know if medevac would go into there, or we would have to have them land
To drop it in medevac.
on the lawn right out front, because that's going to be more open because you're going to have a lot of people there. The lawn across is going to be a lot more open.
I would highly suggest that you make contact with MSP and ask them to come out and do a survey to see whether or not, because serious injuries.
And then
Okay, I was wondering too, is it just for, soccer and lacrosse? Will you be considering, football or, even volleyball or, what's the other thing? Basketball, anything like that? Will you be considering having anything like that added to the area?
So we do flag football and we do field
Just
hockey. Flag football, right. We don't do tackle football in any of our facilities. It's just not something we do just because of the injuries.
Okay.
But we do a lot of flag football, and flag football will be something that will bring here as well.
So no for the basketball and the football?
We don't have, it's just turf. We don't have an indoor, we have basketball at Bel Air Athletic Club,
Yeah.
which is about 13, 14 minutes away, but this was never gonna be a
Yeah.
hard court type facility. I know the Boys and Girls Club has a basketball court there, but we don't have basketball slated for this facility.
Deal, go ahead.
Yeah, Alex, listen, I just want to thank you very much because I know we probably had a dozen or more meetings over this whole project, and I used to dealing with contractors and people who promise things, and you don't get them exactly as they're promised. But this is the first time I've had a project where it's 100% exactly the way you said it was going to be. And also, I appreciate I got his cell phone. Anytime I call him, he answers right away. I don't get a message or on hold or anything. We talked about the lighting and early on, so we want to make sure that the lighting is reflected away from the homes. And I've been up there numerous times at night, and it's perfect. It doesn't reflect on the community at all. And also about trees. I know you just told me about what you're doing about planting trees. Maybe tell everybody what you're doing.
So we're planting 1,500 trees. We've already got about 800 in. We were required to plant 1,000. We planted 500 additional ones around the entire perimeter. They will grow. I mean, they're not blocking everything right now, but they are going to grow to be 20 feet in the air in the next 4 to 5 years. They are fast growing trees, but we are committed to being good neighbors.
I wanted to piggyback off of the pastor's comment in regards to potential opportunity, and someone else was mentioning about having the kids work there. But what is the plan to try to bring also, are you all having any financial benefit to Edgewood as far as, are you all sponsoring something, or how are you putting money back into Edgewood, either by job or by, are you doing donations or something, so that, because most of these particular sports are likely happening outside of this particular area. So how does that business, what are the opportunities that you have or that you're planning to financial benefits back to Edgewood, whether it be through jobs or things like that? I mean, that's, perfect, we need jobs. And then also, you had mentioned some reaching out that you have done to our local, some of these sports, and I think we had a gentleman here before from the Boys and Girls Clubs and other, they're starting up these groups in soccer and things like that. So you have a time frame, because it sounds like you're already booked up. So is there some type of time frame that you're working on to get some of these local Edgewood sports groups to actually use the facility? In particularly the high school, you mentioned something about an issue with transportation for the kids. Like, is there any type of solutions that you have there to help there?
So I'll go through certain chunks. So we just started, so we reached out to the local Edgewood Rec Council with soccer. So that's the first time they've ever had soccer. It's free for the kids now. We did donate and give money to them so they could get goals, and we've talked to them about coming over and using our turf fields. That's the first. There is no lacrosse really at Edgewood, and we excel in lacrosse. So we're gonna have to spearhead that to work with US Lacrosse to get donations to give the kids equipment, because it is an expensive sport. So that's something we have to get our head around, and that's a spring sport. So I can't start this spring, but that's something we're looking at for next year. As far as hiring folks, when we do the building, which is gonna require more jobs, line cooks and things like that, we are gonna need to hire more and hopefully hire in the area. As far as what impact do we have for the area, I mean, now, what's the ice cream place that's right there?
Edgewood Creamery.
Edgewood Creamery. Put a huge sign. I mean, he's delighted that we're there because everybody's going to get ice cream from this place. So people are coming. Now, I don't want to have every neighborhood have signs like as you go down. I'm sure the neighbor will be upset. But as these tournaments do come in, they are going to stay here. There is overnight. There is hotel tax. There is the restaurants that are going to benefit. I do think people have to elevate their game a little bit in Edgewood because it just needs to be freshened up some. And I'm hoping that we can be the catalyst to that. The entrance in needs to be freshened up. Some of these businesses need to be painted and those sort of things.
Come on.
It just needs to happen. And so we'll drive the traffic here, but I can't make them come in. And if we can get, you know, our first thing, there's gonna be 1 million people because of us, 1 million. It's a lot of people. And I can't tell them where to go, and we wanna be entrepreneurial and try to focus on that. They're here. We just need to get them to come to an establishment and those sort of things.
You also tell them about the road that we're gonna cut in.
Yeah, there is gonna be a new road that's coming from Cedar Drive to Willoughby Beach, or, yeah, so that's a new access road coming in.
So in your advertisement for them to come here, are you listing out the restaurants and things in the area? That you're listing out the hotels, obviously.
Right.
But as a part of your marketing
Correct.
platform, can you be also identifying these particular businesses and, you know, where they're located? The
Correct.
businesses may even offer a discount if you use the code.
Correct. We
whatever.
are sending a packet out to the tournament organizers that has that listed. Do I have every single one of them? I don't know the answer to that, so. But hopefully they want to stay in your hotels, but there's a 700 room area right now for hotels. So they're gonna stay in White Marsh, they're gonna stay at the BWI because there's not enough hotels here. And that's not me, you know, that'll eventually come.
I'm working on it.
Yeah. Dion's building a hotel by himself, so brick by brick, it's gonna take a couple of years.
Mia, hang on one second,
Yes.
the gentleman has his hand in you.
Sure.
All right. Based on the size of your thing, I know you have parking problems.
Mhm.
Two things. One, are you looking to put in a parking garage? Two, are you looking to put in RV parking? Because some parents that come from out of state for your tournaments, they do bring their own RVs, Winnebago, stuff like that. So, have you thought about something like that?
So when we send it out to our tournament families, we just tell them we're not accommodated for it. So we let them know ahead of time.
Right.
And we are working on, with the new road that's going in, there will be probably another 200 spots that'll be on the side of that comes in the entrance. The road we thought was gonna be done by now, but it's not. We are looking at alternative solutions for parking. We do have our staff out there directing them, and I'm sorry about the Boys and Girls Club. You know, we do talk and know. Sometimes they tell us we're allowed to, and we do know when you have your church services. And as far as your congregation, I might be able to put together a pass that you can just send out to everybody that says church, and they can just put in the windshield, like, to help out. Not that I don't want them to go through 2 hurdles, but we're trying to direct the flow so it's orderly, so it's safe around it. I know it might be an inconvenience, but we can definitely give something. And I didn't know that they were turning them to the other way, so I can let the staff that's at that Fern Street, let them know.
And then Gloria.
Okay, I hear what you're saying about bringing in the tournaments and everything, and no, since you can't force, I mean, a lot of them, they're coming in with, they bring a busload in from Delaware or whatever, they're gonna wanna go somewhere else to eat where it's bigger, quicker, and you're right, we don't have it in Edgewood right now. But isn't there something that you can do? Because it seems like, once again, District A and District B are kind of getting screwed when it comes out to bringing in revenue until we have some of the things that you improved infrastructure and stuff. So isn't there a way, and what I've seen some businesses do is, you know, since right now there isn't the hotels, there isn't big enough places for a bus to pull up and all of them can go eat in between tournament games and stuff. Can't you build a $100, $200 fee into tournament booking to come back to like the 755 Alliance, or that will go directly to Edgewood and Joppa? Because we need help. We agree with you. We want businesses. We want more jobs. We want the entryway to this county to look better. But the county can't fund us. We're not a municipality where we get that money like everybody else. So it seems like, yeah, I mean, they're putting in new roads and everything for you, but we don't have the businesses and the infrastructure to support where business owners can take advantage of what you're bringing in. Throw us some kind of bone.
So, I mean,
I know it's the start, Councilor Dion, but the thing is, this district, the Southern District, and the Southern Task Force, where is the economics coming at? How do we get this stuff so that the Harford tourism gonna keep saying, oh, y'all don't need the tourism grant money and stuff. Y'all ain't got nothing going on down there anyhow. How do we get, if somebody don't start helping and connecting the dots and getting, no, you don't wanna go complete eminent domain, but something has to be done.
So, I mean, I'll speak, I'm an entrepreneur, I've been an entrepreneur my entire life, and I don't rely on money from the government or those sort of things. I know that when we came in here and put this together, the county believed in us and I started with one location, like a tiny location, and we continue to grow, invest back in our business, and we are growing and continue to grow. And every penny I have, I put back into this. I mean, this was well over budget, more than I thought it was gonna be. I did speak to Raj, who owns your Dunkin' Donuts in there. He bought the strip mall because we came here. So there is investment coming in here because we're here. I'm not saying we're the almighty thing, I'm not saying that at all. But I know that when this happens and there's traffic that comes in here and there's opportunity, it's not gonna happen overnight. It's not. But with Dion and some other local leaders, you know, we're the catalyst to come here to say, hey, this has to happen. I've already told some of your stakeholders here, your hotels have to be upgraded. You can't have the hotels that you have and people saying it just has to be elevated. It's going to come, they'll see the opportunity, and it's just, everybody has to raise the bar a little bit. And I'm not saying you, I'm saying the business owners and those are, if people are passing by them because it looks dilapidated, they're passing by them because it looks dilapidated. They're gonna go to a nicer place. So they're gonna figure out, why am I, there's 500 cars that drove by me, why are they coming in? If they're truly entrepreneurial, they'll figure that out. The ice cream store, God bless them, put a sign in there, everybody that leaves their property sees that. And I guarantee you, every kid's like, I wanna get ice cream. Where are they gonna get ice cream? It's right there. And that was smart. So I hope that other people follow suit and say, I want to be entrepreneurial. I want to do this. I'm not relying on anybody else. I want to piggyback off that traffic.
Last question.
Last question. You do have a Facebook page that we can all look at. We do have Joppa Community Advisory Board, I think, Facebook page. So that's how you advertise for free. And we will follow you.
Okay.
Yeah, do you have a
And have you
Facebook
touched
page
base
for
with the Joppa rep?
Me personally, I'm not on social media, but yes,
the
yes,
Coppermine.
yes.
Does it have,
Yes, ma'am.
hang on for a minute, does it have a Facebook page?
Yes.
Well,
Go
that's me.
Coppermine, go Coppermine does. We have several handles because we have
Because
soccer.
that's where they would do the tournaments.
Yes.
Okay.
Alex,
All right,
did
make
you have
it
any
like-
booklets with you that you pass out? You have any in the car?
I did not.
All right, just real quick.
You go to gocoppermine.com, you can see everything on our website.
What's your population count each weekend? How many you bringing in, like 1,000 or 1,500 or what?
12,000.
Yeah, it's close to, it's about 10,000 on the weekends.
On a weekend? All right. 'Cause that'll drive its own economic activity over time.
Absolutely.
Real quick, go ahead.
Okay,
You'll push
so,
how to do it.
I just wanna say, I've been to
Yeah.
the Bel Air location,
One more time.
and you have amazing, it's amazing up there.
Thank you.
You guys should go. You see what he's doing here. Put the two together. You can do 10 days free at the Bel Air. But how does that benefit us here? That if we work together, this is really gonna come out magnificent. What he's saying about Edgewood Road and where he is, we've gone to Phil's place plenty of time. Flying Point Marina. On a good, so twice a year, and I'm gonna make it brief, twice a year, he has a boat show. They come from Maine, they come from Florida, and they come. But do we show up? It's no private property sign there. Go patronize. Half of the businesses on Edgewood Road that look like they're about to close down, it's cause we never go in there. So I'm glad you're here. You can't help us. We gotta fix our own situation.
There you go.
But how do you fix it with no money?
Yep.
Tell me that.
This
That's
will bring,
it.
you realize how much this is gonna bring in?
But this is the thing, he put his own money into it.
Well, he might
That's
have some money,
bad time
but
right
how does
there.
Edgewood benefit from this?
Bad time. When we need something done in the community, we go to her. She get it done. Without, she gets it done. So
How we
what?
get the money from this?
We gonna talk again.
The point you're making, right, is,
Yeah.
and I try to tell my neighbors this a lot when we meet in our local community, do not get in your car and drive to Whitemarsh. When you spend your money, your taxes go to Baltimore County. Get in your car and drive to a restaurant in Joppatowne, or drive to something in Harford County and spend your money. You vote with your money, as much as you vote when you vote at the box. So vote with your dollars, vote Edgewood.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's how you help
Alex,
us out.
Alex, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We hope in the fall that you'll come back and give us an
Oh, yeah,
update
sure.
as things progress. and
Absolutely.
like to have
Thank
back
you for
again.
having me, appreciate it.
I'm just gonna watch some games. I love free entertainment.
Okay, before we get on to some of our, updates, we have a special guest with us tonight from the Comptroller of Maryland's office. Just gonna say your first name, so I don't wanna mess up your last name. Clemens?
Yes.
All right. Pronounce your last name.
Cakes.
Cakes.
Clemens Cakes.
If you wanna come up.
No, it's not necessary.
Okay, that's a few
If
words
anyone
you'd
has
like
any
to.
individual questions they'd like to ask, please step up. I have some paraphernalia I'd like to hand out to educate, our local taxpayers. If you have any assistance, please stop up. I have brochures. I've worked for the agency for 12 years, and I worked for Comptroller Maryland President. So that's about time.
And he's got some great pieces there, so you pick the one that you get some tax money back on.
Yes, we have something very good. It's called unclaimed property, and you can hold it up and find out if the state owes you money. And I have plenty of those here for you. Okay? That's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
So stop by his, we need to, he's got a lot of brochures for you to take that has some great information. Cynthia, you're up.
Hello, I'm Cynthia Lynch from the Office of Patrick and Cynthia, President of the Harford County Council, and I'm here to take back any concerns you have to him.
And that's this sheet, right?
Yes, oh, correct.
Yeah.
This is a record of all that transpired last month at the county council meeting, and who voted and what was said.
Really well done.
All right, Lenora, you're up.
Good evening, everyone. I have a slight cold. My apologies. I hope you can hear me and understand me.
We can if everybody will be quiet, please.
From the county executive, he has a lot of information to share with everyone here this evening. The county budget is intact, and we're going to talk about that later on this afternoon. Memorial Day is coming, May 27th, and it's a time to remember those who died while serving our country. Their sacrifice and the price of freedom must never be forgotten. The county executive's fiscal year 2025 budget, no tax increases. He recommended the fiscal year of 2025 budget has no increase in tax rates and no overall increase in government spending. The major investments in public safety and education are paid through efficiencies and the prudent use of accumulated savings, also known as fund balance. We'd like for you to watch Harford TV. Inside Harford County is going to be May 15, Planning and Zoning. The county executive would like everyone to join him and Shane Grimm, the Harford County Director of Planning and Zoning, along with the host, Mark Vernarelli, this month on Inside Harford County. To get that information or any questions you have, you may call 410-638-38 from 7 p.m. to 7:30, Wednesday, May 15th. Once again, it's Inside Harford County. It's Harford County's TV. It's a half an hour, community affairs. I have some material that I'd like to share with everyone here today as I continue giving you information. We have a free event coming up on May 17th, Bike to Work Day. I'm going to pass these around. And as the weather improves, even though it's been very changeable, Bike to work is gonna be good exercise for everyone, so I'm gonna pass that around. Then we have the free bus ride on June 20th. You're gonna save some money on gas, because we realize gas is continuously going up. So we have free bus rides coming up. And we have a social play program for our children that have disabilities in grades 2 to 5. We need to look out for everyone. And our young people need that special attention. So I'd like for you to take a look at that one. We have a program specifically for ages 2 to 5. We have free hazard waste collection and paper shredding, which is May the 11th. Harford County residents can drop off household hazard waste and get up to 4 boxes of paper shredded for free on Saturday, May 11th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Harford Mulch and Composite Facility. Household hazards waste is any leftovers material that is toxic, ignitable, or take advantage of that. Once again, it will be May the 11th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. The county executive has repeatedly said about our veterans, and we believe in our veterans because they've given us so much. The Veterans Corner, Military Appreciation Month. May is National Military Appreciation Month, and an opportunity to honor all those who have served and have served in the armed forces. How many veterans do we have here today, male and female? We thank you so much for your service. Give them a round of applause. National Armed Forces Day, May 18th, celebrates members for their service in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guards, Space Force, National Guards, and Reserve. On Memorial Day, which is May 27th, we remember those who gave their lives while serving in the U.S. military. Whichever way you commemorate these days, please join in. Harford County Veterans Commission has a web page and Facebook page. We're going to be celebrating Historic Preservation Month. May is also National Historic Preservation Month, and you're invited to join our social media campaign celebrating Harford's historic. I reiterate each time I come to give information from the county executive, all of our information is found on the website at www.harfordcountymd.gov. At your convenience, you can always go there and put information in. When you get to our page, you'll see in the right-hand corner, there is a rectangular brown box. You can input any question you may have, and the answer will come up and give you directions on how you can get the situation resolved or answered. The County Executive's Administration is hosting public listening sessions on May 14th and the 21st to gather input on the best use of opium solution funds in our community. These funds are being distributed to local jurisdictions by the state of Maryland, and they come from settlement payments following legal actions against the pharmaceutical companies. So once again, the County Executive Administration is hosting public listening sessions on May 14th and the 21st to gather your input on the best use of opium solutions. Bike to Work, flyers should be circulating. Bike to Work celebrates biking as a healthy, low-cost transportation option. Join us in the park at the lot. The building is 220 South Main Street. That's the administration building. 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. on May 17th for a bike parade. You get food, there's music, prizes, and vendors. And if you haven't been on a bike for a while, you gotta work up to that, because I know you might get a little stiff. But once again, it's going to be on a Friday, May 17th, for a bike parade, free food, music, prizes, and vendors. Harford Public Works earns statewide paving award. Congratulations to Harford County Department of Public Works for earning the 2023 Excellence in Paving Award from the Maryland Asphalt Association and the Maryland State Highway. Our team was recognized for their work to repair and resurface 21 streets in Joppa, Rumsey Island community. The judges looked for workmanship, smoothness, joints, texture, and tie-ins with other payments in determining the winning projects. So, Joppa, give yourself a round of applause. You got that award, you're recognized. And the county executive in closing says, please note that the budget for next year includes funding to begin the Joppatowne Activity Center.
All right. Thank you so much, Lenora.
Oh, you're certainly welcome. Sorry I had Kermit, but I've been fighting this since Friday.
No, Ms. Robinson, did he send any flyers with you for the Family Wellness Night at Ripken Stadium?
I don't have that, but if you call me at the office tomorrow, I'll see that you get it and you can
I
share it.
already know about it. I done signed up and registered.
Well, you need to share it with everyone else.
When is it?
I got this what you here for.
When is it?
May 31st.
May the 31st.
Yes, May 31st. Thank you again.
Hang on just a second.
No good.
This little commercial interruption is so hot off the press that even Lenora doesn't have it.
Oh.
Just approved the May 17th evening Bike From Work event. It's gonna be hosted at the American Legion Post 17 from 4 to 5:30, and it's got all the same fanfare except for the parade. So we just got it finalized today, and I'm gonna give a copy of the flyer up here, but Ryan, from the transit couldn't be here. So I just have a few copies, but I will give it to the main people to get it out on the site.
The next time you stop in the office, give me one and I can take care of including it in my other material.
I'm gonna give you one right now. I have one. So, yes, that was just approved today.
Thank you. All right, Ron, you're up.
Thank you. Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome back. Couple things I brought today, for fire safety. May is National Arson Awareness Month. In case you know, we've had a few arson fires here in Harford County recently. We've had several, major fires in Belcamp, Edgewood, and the surrounding areas. But the way I talk about is fire safety with electricity, electrical items. Okay, and these brochures are up on the front, so I'm not gonna talk too much about them. But basically, you know, light bulbs and things, keep them away from curtains, things like that. You'd be surprised how fast they can catch fires by sitting on them. So keeping that safe. And then the other thing I brought up again, I brought up before, lithium-ion batteries. I was at a seminar 3 weeks ago, and they talked about lithium-ion batteries. This item is getting worse and worse and worse. The more we talk about it that exists for putting these things out and the trouble they're causing. I told you about the cars in the last month. Normally a regular car fire, gas, diesel, and one engine can put out 1,000 gallons of water. If you get a lithium-ion battery for an electric car, see more on the roads as we speak, especially the Teslas. You're talking 5, maybe 6 engines. Maybe we'll put it out, maybe need more. Might even need a tanker, which holds 100,000 gallons to put out the fire in electric cars. I highly suggest don't buy one at this point. Okay, the safety is not there, and you know, you say, okay, what are the chances of it catching fire? The point is, if it does catch fire, you're doomed. You may or may not get out of the car. They had one fire in, I think it was Chicago, where when the car caught fire, the guy couldn't get out of the car. The door lock's locked and disabled everything. Needless to say what happened to the person in the car. These things are very dangerous, and I can't stress it enough. A couple of the fires we had the one in Belcamp Perkins Place, which was accidental. 2 apartments went up, which happened to be right next door to where I used to live. There was a fire up here in Edgewood at Kimmery Drive, Pleasant Drive, as far as Hill, where an apartment complex where a microwave caught fire. Guess what? When the fire department got there, all he had to do was remove smoke. You know why? Because he had sprinklers. The sprinkler put out the fire and cut it down so there was very little damage to the home. I mean, it's not livable at this point, but it saved a lot, and the sprinklers put it out. So sprinklers do work. There's another one here, $600,000. It was a 2-story house. that was in Perkins Place, sorry,
Got the one on Shore Drive,
what's that?
the one on Shore Drive, the three townhouses.
I forgot what happened.
We talked about that last month.
The shed fire?
Uh-huh.
Is that the shed?
That was
That was-
single,
That was a couple months ago.
three
That was a couple
townhomes.
months ago. You probably don't have that.
Still there? Have they been torn down and removed?
Now, ones on Brookside haven't been touched, that's been
Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah, they look like they've been repaired.
The problem
I know
with
the one
those,
up
they
on,
get in court.
Queensberry Road, that's up in Folsom area. That was start up, and again, smoke alarms woke these people up. It was in the middle of the night, it was 2:30 in the morning. They were woken up by a smoke alarm. So they were all able to get out safely. And the fire was contained to the bedroom, probably started by a short in electrical cord. Those are just a couple of them, the ones recently. We've had a few. We've had one, which surprised me, with a candle. Somebody left the house, left the candle burning, little candles, left it on the table. Candle melted down, glass broke, caused the firehouse $600,000 to the house because of the candle. Okay, one pet perished in that one. So I can't tell you how I'd be much safer than I've talked about. You know, we talk about smoke alarm, we talk about sprinkler systems. Make sure they're working. There was a fire in Cecil County last week. Fire marshal, where I think 2 people died. No smoke alarms, no working smoke alarms in the home. You know where they were? In a bag on a table. When the firefighter went over, a bag of smoke alarms. Brand new smoke alarms sitting on a table, not even installed.
Did they go
A
off?
lot of good they do you. You know, they don't do you any good unless you put them up and install them and check the batteries. The other thing is that we do have a program where, you know, we do replace the smoke alarms for you. We replace battery-only smoke alarms. If you have a hardwired smoke alarm, we cannot do it. We're not electricians. You need to get somebody, a handyman. I prefer a handyman as opposed to an electrician. Electrician is gonna cost you $200 and some just to walk in the door, plus his time. You get a handyman, he'll do it for a few bucks. It takes 15 minutes to replace them. The hardwired ones, it's just 3 wires. It's very easy to do. We're not allowed to do them. Okay, and I get a lot of calls like that because there's smoke alarms chirping, you know, things like that. It's hardwired, I can't take care of it. Replace the batteries regularly, get somebody to do it, okay? But if you get some of the older homes where you have battery-only smoke alarm, yes, we can help you there. We can take out the old ones for you, put a new battery-operated one, which is good for 10 years. That's pretty much all that I have. I want to keep it short today. Does anybody else have any questions? Yes?
Do you have a contact, number or something to reach?
Yes. Yeah, I have I'll give you my card, Cynthia.
Okay.
I know, Pat's office has it. I'll give you my card too. Any other? Uh-oh.
The lithium ion batteries, are they also the ones that are in the cordless drills? Are they lithium ion also?
Yes, they are, but they're not as big. They're not as big.
Okay.
The thing is though, don't charge them. That's the important thing. Same thing with, if some of you may have, I said not electric, like an electric scooter or something like that. Make sure when you charge them, unplug them, turn them off. Okay, it's not to say it won't catch fire, but it's less likely to catch fire. This has been a thing in several homes outside of Maryland where these electric scooters, other people have them in their homes, and they keep plugged in overnight. Scooter, just to let you know, scooters process, the ones that are being made now, well, from 2016 on, if they're made after that date, they have to have an automatic shut off when they charge. See, the problem is they keep charging, and they heat up. It's the same thing that Dan brought up a few years ago. These plugins that you get for the house to make your house smell good, you know, even when the fluid runs out, they're still plugged in. There's still 120 volts going into that thing. Eventually it's gonna catch fire. So be careful. Yes, sir.
The other day, we had heard that a couple of the transformers, don't know if this is your, but down by Mariner Park, a couple of transformers blew, and supposedly there was an eagle's nest involved in it or something else like that. Did you hear about that?
Yes, I did. I heard the call. I pretty much get all the calls that come out through there in our area. It's an unfortunate situation, you know, where the nest somehow, it was wet.
Right.
And it connected 2 wires, and of course it shorted out. Now, we don't do anything with that.
Right.
And again, the fire department, all we can do is go stand by until the gas and electric company comes and disconnects the power to that transformer. We can't touch it. You put water on that, that electricity will come back, that water hose, and who's ever on that hose is gonna get thrown. So, yeah, but yeah, unfortunately, things like do happen. You might get some of that within the next couple of days, like you saw, some thunderstorms on the way, things like that. And things like this happen with transformers. But just remember though, and one other thing, I think I talked about this, and I got some new people here. We had a fire in Haverty Grace about 4 weeks ago. Okay. The biggest problem was the solar panels on the roof. The solar panels actually caught fire. Okay, the fire department could not put the fire out, they had to just stand there because we couldn't put the fire out. The guy lost his whole house, $500,000 house to the ground, everything destroyed, everything ruined.
How
So,
do you take care of the fires and the solar panels? Cause
we can't, that's the problem.
there's nothing, the water won't.
Because they're storage batteries. Solar panels are storage batteries. They store electricity until they're completely disconnected and discharged. And this is where the problem comes in, which they don't tell you about this when they install them. Everybody, you have to have a disconnect outside your house, usually in the front of the house or the side, whatever, to disconnect the panels in case of an emergency. However, if you turn that off, what happens? The batteries in there are still stored. The electricity is still stored in those panels. Until those panels are discharged, they're a hazard to everybody, including the firefighter.
How long does it take?
So, what's that?
How long does it take to discharge those batteries?
Depends on how many you have and what size it is. I mean, it varies. I mean,
Might be 2 days.
but the problem is, the discharge, there's a way to discharge it safely. When your house is burning, it's kind of hard to think about discharging those batteries. You don't really think about it. Unfortunately, you're gonna lose your house.
32 panels on my roof,
Solar
and I have no
panels
battery.
are still as dangerous as ever. And a friend of mine, that his house burned down, and once the solar panels were, he will not rebuild with solar panels. And he had them, the whole roof of the house. He said he went out because he saw what happened, and he saw the firefighters couldn't get in there, and when one of the panels broke loose, it came down just next to where the firefighters were standing there. Very lucky they didn't get hit with it. The picture she showed me of the fire on the solar panel is amazing. Okay, so just wanna listen.
Real quick, how has I saw it in the media here lately, in some advertisements, how well did your program go with trying to get the high schoolers interested in working with you all while they're still in high school and partnering?
We've had about 7 applicants so far. That's all.
It?
That's it.
That's good.
7
know that's
applicants
good, but-
according to our last association meeting last month.
Considering what they're offering now.
Yep, and we put out the thing, you've seen the ads, and you'll see billboards and stuff, and, you know, we're offering this out here. You know, it's a lot of money. If you got somebody going, those of you that are new, from 11th to 12th grade, they contact there's a counselor in each school that knows about the program, and put you into the firefighter program. You gotta be a member of a volunteer company, which we can take care of if you're interested. Okay, well, you graduate, you're nationally certified in fire, you're nationally certified in EMS, you're nationally certified in hazmat, and you can pretty much get a job anywhere in the state or the country with that national certification, starting probably close to $50,000 or more. A lot of places, a lot more. I'm just saying, start roughly, the lowest range is about 50,000.
Yeah, real fast. On the cadet program, which is what that is, for juniors, ladies or men in high school, they've got to get involved with the volunteer fire company, so the University of Maryland that teaches that, they're insured under the fire company, so if they get hurt, that's one thing. But Joppatowne High School this year has got 4 or 5 already signed up, which is somebody in Blair and see Joppa Magnolia. Well, now it's a Harford County ambulance on the side. The county's paying for all the staffing now, except for some volunteer. There's a few volunteer ambulance staffing, but by and large, 90% of it is all paid now. But they're running out of the companies. So that gives you just a quick summation. Joppa's also just put in service a $830,000 engine, pumper engine, and that's going to probably run out of House 3 out of the Hanson Road Station, and they're just training on it. Just received it yesterday. Finally, we've had it ordered for 2.5 years. All right. We've also bought a Quint, which is a ladder truck that can be used for rescue, and that's going to go in the Joppatowne station on Trimble Road to run out to add to our capabilities for rescues, and that's happening to us. So that's going to go in service shortly. It's being worked on right now as far as testing, upgrading, and adding some tools to it. So that'll give you a quick idea.
Well, just an idea though, tonight, when we were talking about the calls and stuff, I was watching the calls come through on the phone. Bel Air had 7 calls between 4:05 and 5:15. We've only got 3 ambulances. So ambulances come from everywhere, you know, that's how busy we were. And for those that are worrying about the mass casualty incident we had on 95 on Sunday, Sunday, the party bus, when they call mass casualty, anything over so many people, we're going to call mass casualty. I think they had 7 ambulances, and we had to get everybody out of there or something. Of course, you know, the road was shut off.
One guy.
So, one guy, I can't mention who it was yet because it's just not notified. But it's just one of those things that happened. But I'll tell you what, it put me out of my way because I had to go to Coosa County. I had to go the back way. Anyway, it was possible. Any other questions?
Hang on a second. Before you do, Bob, do you have anything from the Southern County Task Force that you want to do?
We're still working on a lot of projects that, like I told you, the government doesn't move fast, but we're still working on some of those that are already in the pipeline. The cameras in Harford Square, the playground project that we're dealing with people on. But I want to bring to your attention that the Governor did announce today more than $125 million for state revitalization programs. So there's funding going to be available across the state, and we're going to make applications for these grants. So there may be some opportunities down here to get some more money brought down. I'm going to leave you some cards here on the table. If you all can think of anything that you want to see if we can help you with, any number of projects that the county and the state can help revitalize and do some things, just give me a call, shoot me an email, let me know what it is, and we'll have a talk about it. No.
Do you know about the tree plantings? Where are they gonna be done that? They're planting trees down on Edgewood Drive, it looks like they're cutting to make that road, make the road through there?
Well, I'm trying to get it crossed up. We put in application for tree grant, and we put in for a bunch of trees, we haven't heard back from that. Edgewood Road and the tree planting.
No, not Edgewood, Edgewater, I mean, Edgewater Drive, I'm sorry.
And they're cutting trees.
No, they're putting trees, they're planting a bunch of trees. So, Harford County, Harford County out there, because they've been out there.
I'll be down there tomorrow, I'll look and see.
Okay.
Dion, you're up.
He can get up and start his clock. I get my cheaters. Couple things. One thing I'm going to ask everybody, did anybody here see 60 Minutes yesterday? Didn't miss this? Go to Google and look back. There was something very impressive on 60 Minutes. A high school called St. Mary's, and I came on in the middle of it also, so I don't know exactly what state it's in. But it's a high school called St. Mary's, and it's a high school for only African-American girls. It's been in place for 100 years, and it has 100% graduation. For every student who goes to that school, they graduate, and they graduate with honors. There were students there who were seniors who solved a math problem that has been hanging out there for 2,000 years. 2,000 years, this math problem, I ain't gonna be able to pronounce this, February 3rd. Okay, it has to do with that, and these two young ladies solved that problem, and they worked on it for about a month and a half, and they solved it, and it could solve for 2,000 years. So I would suggest you look at that, it's great. They all wear uniforms, their hair has to be the same, they cannot dye it, you can't make it any color. There's no phones, no cell phones are allowed in the school, period. And they interview a bunch of students on this show, so I think you ought to Google and watch it. On the hotel thing, we do have a couple things in the wings, about 3 hotels, 2 of them I can't speak about right now because we haven't concreted those, but we did concrete, or on those, we'll call it, they signed on the bottom line, but they might have used gold ink, I don't know what. Visible ink. Up at the Water's Edge, on the back part of the parking lot, I had an idea to do that years ago, and when the pandemic hit, they stopped it. I've talked them into revising that, so we may be able to get a hotel built on the back part of that lot, and 2 more, because they were, when he opened up his first weekend, he had a soft opening. His first opening at that park, he had 3,000 people, and just for that one first opening, and they were 500 rooms short with 3,000. And he estimates, as he told you, he estimates somewhere where he gets going full bore, he's going to get 10 to 12,000 people a weekend from Thursday to Sunday. And there's clearly not enough for hotels in all of Harford County to accommodate that. So, and I said this 9 or 10 months ago, right from the dais on the council, and couldn't get anybody's attention. I told them that, this is what the Alex estimates that are going to be here, that all those people in this area, so we got to find some rooms for them, restaurants and everything else, and I haven't seen any new restaurants even. I was disappointed. I saw a Riddle's restaurant up on Route 40 that I saw it was purchased. I said, oh good, that restaurant right there from Edgewood Road. All those 9 hotels are just to the left of that, and everybody coming down from those 9 hotels to the park, to Coppermine Park, had to literally go past that. Then I found out that the guy who bought it, he's turning the road to get office building. So I'm disappointed about that. We had a call from the teacher of the year in Joppatowne, and it's hard to believe we had a big newsletter and we had a typo. So we had one typo in that. And she called and made us correct.
Wait a minute. That's right.
My fault. I'll take the blame. So, because I don't want to lose her, I'll take the blame. May 29th, we had the graduation, the Joppatowne graduation ceremony on May 29th at 1 o'clock. It's not, it's 1 p.m., not 6 p.m. So that's on the 29th. Also, I had, not to brag about this, but why pass it up? I was off all last week. I was in Florida, so I'm not responsible. I had a bunch of phone calls and a bunch of emails, and they're saying, was that you we saw on TV? I said, well, I'm in Florida, I can't be on TV. No, they said they had, in the Cincinnati game, Orioles Cincinnati game, they had a delay because of rain, last week. And so what they put on the TV for the delay was Cal Ripken when he retired, he rode over the field. And I was like, that's who driving that car? So yeah, that was me. So I had that honor. I had my 15 minutes and I'm done. We have budget hearings for anybody who wants to come and talk about the budget and the problems or non-problems on 5/8 this Wednesday at what time does that start, Debbie? 7 o'clock, a budget hearing at the council chambers on 5/8 and one on 5/13 in the council chambers. Hal, if you look on page, not page, but 36, Amendment 36, you'll see our buddy Hal, who has got the, toward the back of the newsletter, talks about ultimate water sports. We've got a lot of cooperation from the county, and we went down there, and because when shut down the marina, we can no longer have the water sports there, and of course, day one, they shut it down. Now it looks like a ghost town over there. There ain't a boat on the entire marina. It's terrible, embarrassing. But we were able to survive the water sports, and they're going to be in the park, in Marion Point Park, on the ramps where you put the boats in the water. They're going to be just to the left of that. And besides that, they'll pay us $700 county, $700 a month to operate there. The flyer is in the newsletter on attachment 36. And they're also going to be, that house we have there that we don't have anybody in because the county couldn't afford to put somebody in there full time. They're going to be operating out of that house, that building right there. And they've to have that right to do that. They will take care of the building, they will paint it, they will fix it up, take care of the bathrooms, everything. So we're happy about that. Also, we're going to put that little a building right there, right alongside of that building. We're going to put electricity in it and also lights along with the other two that are further back in the park. So we're very happy about that. Hal is very happy with that deal, and so.
I was wondering about that, when I saw some of the trucks pulling out with all of the kayaks aboard, I thought, wow,
All went to the park, so we're very happy about that. My bill for tomorrow night is the attachment number 1 in the book. That's the bill with the 20-acre settlement problem that we have at Ridgely Development, that development there that's caused us so much problems for the last 3 years. The problem continues, and the problem continues, and the problem continues. The bill comes up for debate tomorrow night. I'm hoping to have a lot of people, a lot of promises, and we should have a lot of people there. We're going to have some engineers there. We're going to have the river keeper is going to be here. And so we're glad of that. I'll put on the display some pictures on the overhead cameras, and it's just deplorable. It's just terrible. Question in the back.
Just on that.
No.
I toured the property Sunday, right after the little rain. Still just as bad 3 years later.
Terrible.
The bill says they shall fine, not they may fine. That's a big difference.
Yeah.
And the bill limits the grading to 20 acres. It doesn't solve every problem, but it gets, we haven't had a county executive enforce this law since I've been here. But that law should, that shall fine them. Should
Yeah. In the bill, not only do we talk about the 20 acres, and what we're talking about here is Ridgely Reserve is about 120 acres. And what they did in the previous administration is remove the 20 acre requirement. Do I have 2 more minutes?
17. In 2017.
Yeah, in 2017, they removed the 20 acre requirement. And what that was, I'll just finish this and I won't go over the rest of my stuff. because it's a very important bill for our area, very important bill for our county, okay? If we're gonna go back and develop our county the way those have been developing it for generations, because in the law in Harford County, there's a 20-acre requirement had been in the law for generations. I mean generations, because I went back as far as I could go to find out when it came into law, and I can't find it. It's been in the law forever. I had our attorney, Charles Carney, do the same thing. It was in there forever, and they took it out. Now, about every single county in the state still has a 20-acre requirement. What the 20-acre requirement is, no matter how large your development is, how many 100 acres, whatever it might be, you can only develop 20 acres at a time. Well, originally, the guy developing that, council, not the council, but the county executive, to put an amendment in to change that, and just remove the 20 acres. Not even put anything else in there. Remove the 20-acre requirement altogether, which meant if you got a development of 100 acres, whatever it is, 200 acres, and we're concerned, about the other park further up in Abington, that Abington field up there, that's well over 100 acres. And what they can do, when they took that out of there, they can clear the whole 120 acres at one time, and that's why we got this mess at Ridgely. Has done nothing but pour mud on top of mud on top of mud into our streams and into the waterways and into the Gunpowder River. I've got some pictures tomorrow night that I'm going to show, and the very last picture that I'll show tomorrow night if you're watching the council meeting is there. I got an overhead view of the entire Gunpowder River where the railroad bridge crosses over. And that's a massive amount of body of water. And that entire mass body of water is brown as a cup of coffee with a ton of milk in it. I mean, it looks terrible. And now it goes from there, because I'm working with a council member in Baltimore County, they have the same, it's all coming down there. It's all over the place, and it's still coming. It's still coming. And I went by there, and I'll have a picture for it. I just went by there 2 weeks ago, and go by that reserve, and they're now plowing the front part, and you can see the entire area, but it's nothing but, it's raining, nothing but mud. And they have no screens up and nothing in the whole project, right down to the bottom, maybe about 20 feet. They might have some screens, but that's it. So it's a mess. I'm hoping that I got the council's vote on this. I think I do. I don't hope there are any amendments to the bill, but also have resolution which is on the back part of the newsletter that has to do with the bridges. That when they take these bridges up, we want to make them higher. So that's all. Any questions? Wise, any questions?
What's the latest status on the project on the swimming pool at Joppa Farm Road next to the farms?
Nothing. 10 years that guy, that preacher, quote unquote, has owned that property. He has not done a single thing with that property except cut the grass. When he filled the pools in with dirt, so in case some kid would come in there. But he's not done a thing. I don't know what he's going to do. He's talked about it. But when he heard, we were talking about building that new community center. He got a hold of me and said, "Oh, you're still interested?" I said, "I might sell you this piece of property." I said, you have to be kidding. I said, you got visions of sugar plums, and you're not going to get the money you need for that property. I said, if that property were appraised for $1 million, I'd be surprised. Okay, what do you want? $5 million. I said, goodbye.
Yes, we had discussed about in Joppatowne, when you're coming in Joppa Farm Road, right after the sign, and they had that concrete walk put in.
Yeah.
Did you find out anything more about that?
Yeah, in fact, it's in the newsletter. What I'm trying to get them to do is put a reflector on it, because I went over there when I heard that last month. and I drove down there, and of course I live in Joppatowne, I live on Holmes Island. And so when I came down, I noticed coming out of Joppatowne, that can be a real problem. We need some reflectors on that. I don't know what you did it for. I mean, I guess.
I don't know, there's no school right there, so I don't know why they even put it there.
Well, maybe you can find out. What they did was right as you're coming into Joppatowne, right after you pass the brick wall, they put a kind of,
thing right in the middle.
they put a thing right in the middle of the road.
I wondered about that.
Concrete, whatever you want to call it, it just, I don't know who asked for it. I didn't ask for it, so don't.
It's a handicap problem.
Yeah, well,
Well, the thing is, when it
it was
snows,
nothing, handicap could do it before, because there was nothing there. Now it's there, but it's concrete, and if you're coming up and it's at nighttime, and you don't catch that in your eye, you're gonna run right into that curb.
So
and when
when
it snows,
coming
it's
down the
gonna
hill,
be worse.
right, coming down the hill, if they haven't gotten, cleared that section, and your vehicle starts to slide, you're gonna be up on it, the vehicle's gonna get torn out.
Oh, yeah. So I wondered what they put it in for also.
One other quick question, down at the park, there are a couple of trees down by the buoy.
Just show me the pictures. I'm trying to get the buoy painted, by the way, you also, that's on
Those
schedule.
trees, I mean, the one's caught in the tree, the other one is not. And I warn people, as I'm walking by them, I'll point them out to them and say, look, keep your eyes peeled, because another couple rains.
We need to report that to Parks and Rec.
You do.
You can't miss them, it's all good county.
We'll get it
And
reported.
by the way,
to
the
Parks
Flecker
and Rec.
property, they want to put another transfer station there for transit, so I just pass that out, because I've already sent out 200, Debbie sent out, how many letters we sent out? 225 by snail.
Did they ever get an answer back about whether Record is gonna renew their lease, or is that gonna be another empty space?
Is that-
I got some information from Cordish saying that they have, I think, 3 or 4 options of 20 years to renew at the rate that they agreed to in 2005. So Cordish, I think, and the guy that I talked to said they would be absolutely shocked if Redner's decided to back out, given the, because they have 2005 rates in 2025. So,
What improved is, I'm sorry.
Go for it.
What improved there was, the restaurant closed up in Edgewood, because Redner's, I remember when they first talked about building Redner's there, and Mr. Redner called me up and asked me to meet with him for lunch, because he's talking about building a grocery store. So I did, and I talked to him, I don't know if I talked to him, but I convinced him, because there was no other grocery store anywhere near within 5 miles of Joppatowne to build it. So we built it. So then I went to the opening ceremony, the ribbon, and opened Redner's. So I go in there, and got about 1,340 stores, by the way. It's anything unusual for him. He said, "Yeah, I want to talk to you." I said, "What's up?" He said, "Let me tell you something." He said, "If I know what I had to go through with this Dave Cordish," he said, "I'd have never built this restaurant." So then I was concerned, because it's a 20-year lease, but I did have some conversation with him about a month or so ago, and they're probably going to ink it because of the restaurant that they closed, not restaurant, but the grocery store they closed down in Edgewood. They moved to a smaller one now, but they had a big bars there for a while. But when I was talking to him, he said his business increased 20% and that's still closed.
And will you be contacting the Dollar General people, did you know about their plan? Right now, they're looking at closing one of either the Edgewood store or the Joppa store.
Yeah, they are talking about it, they're got a lot of theft, and they can't keep up with the theft.
Yeah, especially at the Edgewood store. But can't you propose a compromise to them? We were just talking about where that Mars is at. They could put a super one there, and it's in the middle of the two, basically.
That's why they closed the grocery store in the shopping center up there at in Edgewood. Because I talked to the guy, in fact, I talked to him to stay open for another year and get some security there, and he says that It didn't get any better, so we shut down. That's how we lost the grocery store, basically.
Well, the manager at the dollar store said that it was getting better, because the last time I had saw Captain Gamble, I know he was retiring, but they had been sending the, deputies in there, so they've been coming through a little bit more during, when the kids are getting out of school, so he was like, other times, nobody is coming through. I try and go through a couple times a week and everything, but the biggest thing is they just don't feel like they have any.
You need a uniform. Police
No,
uniform.
because then I couldn't be like I was up there that night the Walmart got robbed. I can't help if I'm in a uniform and nothing. I can't do nothing. But I try and go around and check on the employees and stuff at night and everything and stuff. And yeah, you gotta talk to the business owners.
Tell a policeman.
I apologize, I don't remember your name.
Say Lauren.
Lauren, okay. Do you have a report from Aaron?
Yes, I'm here on behalf of Councilman Penman. Most of the time, a lot of my points are already covered, so just a couple of reminders he had. Like Ms. Robinson mentioned, the opioid restitution fund community input meetings. There's 2 remaining. The last one is, or the next one is Tuesday, May 14th, and it's at the Joppa branch of the Harford County Public Library at 6 p.m. May is Mental Health Awareness. Councilman Penman is a member of the Mental Health and Addictions Advisory Council, and he wanted to remind everyone about or let everyone know about the Your Mind Matters, a family wellness night at Ripken Stadium, and that's on May 31st from 5 to 9, and you can register online at harfordmentalhealth.org. And May is also Military Appreciation Month. He's a member of the Veterans Commission. And 2 events that he wanted to point out that they're doing in May. APG North Rec Center is having a family wellness day on May 14th from 11 to 3. And they're focusing on suicide prevention and drug awareness. And then the Maryland VA Clinic is going to be held at the Edgewood Rec Center on June 12th. And it's from 9 to 2. That's all.
Thank you. Yes.
Quick question. Is Councilman Penman, does he go along with the idea that he's liking these cannabis dispensaries where you get people hooked on drugs and then turn around and get state and federal money to get people off the drugs? So, I mean, is he behind all that?
I can definitely give you my card. I won't speak on his behalf. I give you my card. You can reach out to me, or you can give me your information, and I'll have him call you, and he can talk to you and answer that question for you. But
because I mean, it would seem like he's trying to double dip there a little bit. I mean,
I'm very glad to see you back.
Thank you.
I saw you tonight.
How's everyone tonight?
Good.
We good, and got some good news.
Well, we made it out alive from Annapolis.
That is true. That is true. Well, I'm gonna, good evening, everyone. I'm gonna be very, very brief. I'm Delegate Johnson, from, District 34A, so I run from, Joppatowne all the way to the river up to Harford. I'm just gonna start off by saying that when Alex was here tonight, you guys brought up some, brilliant questions, but they were questions that he can't answer, right? But those are questions for, county government to answer for this body. As far as restaurants and things of that nature, we're gonna have to come together as a community. I know we've been talking about municipalities. I think I heard some folks talking about municipalities. So that was something that Delegate Steve Johnson and I was working on the past 2 years, was a piece of legislation that gave the community a tool in their toolbox in case they wanted to become a localized municipality, right? So right now, what happens is that if let's say the community wants to become a municipality, the council, shall, is it may?
I don't think it's May, I think it's well, whichever one. I can't remember because it's all attorney language. But what happens is that they don't have to, even though you vote as a community to do it, they don't have to abide by your vote. So we put in a piece of legislation that says that if you get 40% of the vote in your local district, then what happens is that the county has to act on it and put it on a referendum so that now we can go ahead and see if we want to become a municipality, and then the council has to act on that. So it's just another tool in the toolbox. That's not saying that the community has to go in and become a municipality, but it's giving us the opportunity to have that tool in the toolbox to say, hey, I want to take control of my own destiny, and I want to make sure that those local revenues stay within our local area. So that's just one thing. The other thing is that what I've been working on this year, I'm just going to stay within my my committee. So I'm on alcohol and beverage, so I worked on this year as a delegation, but it came through my committee. So I had real big input on HB 621. That was the stadium licensing fee. Ripken Stadium is paying $10,000 a year for their local alcohol license. They're paying the same amount as Raven Stadium, as Camden Yards, on that level. No other minor league ball club in the state of Maryland is paying that. We're paying 5 times the amount of any other ball club, and any other minor league ball club in the state of Maryland. For instance, Bowie Bay Sox are paying $2,500 a year. So this was just something that gave our local business the opportunity to say, hey, we only have, I believe, 6,500 seats. We're not that has 60,000 or 70,000 seats. So this gave a local business the opportunity to be on par with other minor league ball clubs. The other thing was, I'm not going to bore you with the golf simulator and the performing arts organization licensing. Other things is that I worked on real estate licensing for people that are trying to renew their license and people that are trying to get licenses for real estate, just to make sure that those folks have an opportunity to, if there's folks out there that want to get real estate license and become a real estate broker, that they have those opportunities. Things that I was opposed to this year was one that's very local, and my colleague here, Councilman Guthrie, would appreciate this, is HB 538, which was the governor's bill, which, I was on the opposite side of the governor on this piece of legislation, where what happens is that the state of Maryland wanted to surpass local zoning laws and take over those local zoning laws to put housing, or to make those local jurisdictions change their zoning laws to put housing in there. And I just believe in my heart of hearts that the state of Maryland, if the federal government came in and told the state of Maryland something to do, then the state of Maryland would be upset. And I feel that the local jurisdictions have the absolute right to make sure that their zoning laws are conducive to their area, because we have a master plan here. And the master plan, the county already projects how, what the zoning is going to look like and how it's going to be for several years. So I wanted to make sure that the state of Maryland knew that I was opposed to that because I really believe in our local zoning codes and our local legislators. The other bill that I was opposed, or not that I was opposed to it, but I put in, and the delegation didn't want to support it, was HB 560. And HB 560 was simply the Board of Ed bill that right now the county executive has 3 appointees. The 3 appointees, what I said was that you can have your 3 appointees. However, the 3 appointees cannot have a leadership position. President, vice president, treasurer, secretary, because that person that is appointing you, and then you become the president, vice president, or whatever, now, transparency-wise, you look like you're doing the bidding of the person that is appointing. And so the delegation didn't feel like that was a very good bill, so I pulled it this year, but I think I'm going to revisit it next year. Finally, so this year was a very, very slim year for money. So we brought back, Delegate Steve Johnson and I and members of the delegation brought back $2.2 million back to Harford County and the district. In particular, Mariner Point Park got $100,000 for whatever the county executive and the county government's going to do. Sark got $50,000. The Water's Edge got $200,000. Ashley Addiction got $200,000. The VFW in Perryman got $200,000. The Harford County Airport got $1 million. So we brought back a significant amount of money, even though it was a slim year. In particular, because of the bridge collapse. Finally, there's going to be, I have some upcoming events that are going to happen. I'm going to have a union expo, job expo on June 12th. So that's going to be something that I'm going to be putting out on social media. So if you know anyone that's going to want a job that wants to talk to unions or whatever, then have them come out. That's going to be at the Boys and Girls Club, and the Legislative Black Caucus of Maryland is going to come out here for me to do a town hall. And why that is so poignant is because there are things that you don't have to be black to understand that the Legislative Black Caucus has they have a lot of power within Annapolis. So if there's a problem that's going on in our underserved community, then we need to talk to the Legislative Black Caucus to make sure that they put that on their priority list, and that can be pushed up to the Speaker, the Governor, and we can get legislation passed. Ralph, your bottle bill did not make it this year. I'm sorry, it died on the vine, but I'm going to put it back in again next year. I think that's it. So if anyone has any questions, comments, or concerns, don't hesitate to questions or reach out to me. Any questions?
Yeah, how'd that vote go on the zoning bill?
The zoning, it passed. The 538? Yeah, it passed. Which means that the state has the power to, take over local zoning for certain areas.
Just ducky.
Yes, ma'am.
What's the date of the town hall?
The town hall meeting, it's not etched in stone, but it's going to be, I think it's going to be sometime in July, but I'll send it out. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
Do you know which unions are gonna have, cause they had a lot of them, they just had the big thing, the shippers and traders union, my union, union, IBW, all of them, they were just here in Aberdeen. But the gentleman from the one with the steam fitters and shippers and everything, he happened to hear about it through the grapevine, so make sure that you contact him, because he really wants to make sure that as many local people are trained so that they can help be hired when they go to hire workers for the bridge.
Yeah, that's my thing is that, you know, unions are good paying jobs and they're solid jobs, right? And so that's why I wanted to make sure that we had an imprint here in the county that showed that, you know, that these people are hiring and that there are jobs available out there for them. So I think we have 6 or 8 unions on tap right now.
Yeah, because his name was Noah, and he came up from Norfolk. He just found out about it, and he came up.
Okay.
So I just want to say one other thing. As far as the legislative bond initiatives, if you have any legislative bond initiatives that you cannot be, I'm sorry, Pastor, you can't be for sanctuaries or religious, but if you have something that an organization within your area can tap into, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'll put, you know, you'll fill out the information. We'll send the information to you. You fill it out. It's got to be shovel ready. A lot of these organizations that got money this year, these weren't the only organizations that put in this year. It was just that these organizations were shovel ready and they already were in the queue. So, but if you have projects, if an organization has projects, don't hesitate to reach out to me. We'll still put it in and we'll still fight hard to get the money here, because that's what we'll do. We're definitely going to bring the money back.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you.
All right.
And you'll put up on your website about the fees, right?
Yes.
And besides the DMV fees, what other fees did they take up? You'll put them on your website?
Yes, I will.
Okay.
All right, Adam, do you have anything?
Yes. First of all, sorry for all of you online. I don't know what happened tonight. We could go somewhere that is set for live streaming, but instead we're here. I don't know why. I don't understand. There are now 2 places. One's religious, one's not religious, that have offered to have us, to host us. I would really love to go to one of those where we could use, you know, technology, since it's 2024. I'm focusing on the idea of third places. Third places are, Rob, this has come to you too, by the way. Third places are places that are not home and not work. They're places where people can gather. And these are some of the things that I think that we need down in the Joppa Edgewood area. It's one of the things that the Southern County Task Force said that you wanted to focus on. I've been working with the Cordish Company because in Joppatowne, that's our shopping center. They've been receptive to some of the things that we've been talking about. We're starting to talk about the idea of expanding Town Grill. Cordish is on board with it. It sounds like the county is on board with it, but we need to see that come to fruition. We also have the opportunity to see some of these things in Edgewood. The Southern County Task Force has $100,000 that is supposed to kind of go to this sort of thing. So I'd like to see us look for some of that money. If the business needs to paint to look more presentable for Copperplex, hopefully the county can find some money to do those kinds of things. In that vein, the Job Development Heritage Corporation, which is like a worse version of 755 Alliance, just because I'm a worse version of a president than Bang Tom is. We are meeting on Monday the 13th at 6 p.m. to try to do some of these things in Joppa and try to be more like Bang Tom. So if you would like to meet, that's going to be at the Joppatowne Christian Church building at 6 p.m. on Monday the 13th. That's a week from today. My church is also working to do some of this with a program that we've set up called Local Learn. We're going to be trying to resurrect this to teach classes for life skills that people have missed somewhere along the way. We have a lady who's really interested in teaching interviewing skills. We have a lady who is interested in learning American Sign Language, if anybody knows anybody who can teach that. Changing car tires and fixing bikes and things like that. Those are the kinds of things that we're hoping to be able to teach. So if anybody wants to get involved with that, you can contact me. And with the renovations that are happening at Town Grill, just for me personally, we're going to be trying to partner with them to bring some stuff just to build up that idea of third spaces. So my church is actually going to have our worship service there on May 19th, weather permitting. We're going to be outside in the patio, just to kind of be at a place that's not scary, like a church building. And then also that night is going to be the first night back at Town Grill with Town Trivia. I'm able to resurrect that. We're going to take 1 week off for Memorial Day, but starting June 2nd, we're going to go weekly. So May 19th and then June 2nd and then weekly through the summer at least, and probably beyond that. We're going to have Town Trivia, which is going to be a free-to-play trivia game in our community. I write the games. It's for our community. It's for us. It's fun. It's something that's just for us here down in the Joppa, Edgewood area. We don't have to go to White Marsh. We don't have to go to Bel Air to do these things. These are things that we really need to start doing ourselves. And so I'm just kind of, can't make you do anything, but I'm going to just kind of try and lead by example. So if anybody wants to be a part of that, you know where to find me.
Jansen?
I wanted to give, you from, somebody here from Harford Square, that's you. So I want to kudos to Harford Square because she has, I don't know if you, I don't know you, I know it was you, but somebody from Harford Square has really been getting that group together. I'm a member of the Forest Oaks community, and our president is here. And we meet at the same time when you guys meet at the rec center. We have 3 people. They have standing room only. And so I can see the movement there, and that's a good thing. But the other thing I want to just briefly, when the guy was here from Coppermine, you know, we wanted a lot of things. We wanted some things from them. We wanted them to do some things for us. But I want to tell you something. When they got 10,000 people a weekend coming through this community, it ain't about them doing something for us. They've done that. They're doing that. What are we doing to bring 10,000 people up? If you look at through the math, that's 10,000 people a month. 10,000 people a weekend. 4 weekends a month. That's 40,000 people. Not the same people. Different people coming through our community. That's an opportunity. When we talked about the gaps, the things that we do not have, so I don't want us to lose sight of that piece. Because here's what's going to happen. Other folks are going to come to you, and they will see the opportunity. And when you wake up one morning, you see buildings popping up and construction going, and you say, well, what are they doing? Somebody saw the opportunity that we didn't see, and we're right here. So, and Laura's gone. But Harford County offers free business training. If you want to start a small business, it's free. I mean, they give you the tools, and they will even give you grant money. But we got to be willing to take the first step. We can't always ask for folks to give us stuff. We got to be asked. We got to be when the guy said the light bulb should have come on. At 10,000 people a weekend. You know what kind of opportunity, what kind of money that brings to this community? Folks, we got to wake up and start asking. Folks say, well, I don't have any money. You got a house. You can mortgage your house. You can borrow money against your house. Look, there are ways to make this happen.
I totally agree with that. But the things that people want, you look at your tourism industry and everything and stuff, yes, She can open a business. I can open a business. I've been to those free classes that you're talking about, Harford County does and everything, and the business grants. I participate in the one with the state, the women and minorities small business thing every month. But the types of things that people are going to look at, I know that when I was looking at places like, do I want to settle down here? Do I feel it's worth bringing my business here and everything? These people aren't dumb. He's only there March to November. They're going to be like, well, what's going to support me the other months and everything? Some of the services and stuff, y'all brought up about emergency services and everything. Don't we think there should be another medical facility down here somewhere for him to help at?
All I'm saying, look. There's some people who the light bulb's gonna come on, and they're gonna move. There's some of us who are gonna be stuck, and we're gonna keep going around and around and around in circles, and you're gonna wake up one day, and the community has changed, and you're not gonna have a stake in it. That's all I'm saying. Don't let the opportunity pass. It may not be for you. It may not be your business idea. May not be what's needed. But you got people. You got relatives. Talk to them. Look, 10,000 people a weekend. That's a lot of money coming through here. That's a lot of money. Okay. I'm done.
He already spoke for me. I don't say more.
I know Bill Timick and I are gonna speak tomorrow night on Dion's bill. Local couple more who come out and support him and get the mud out of Joppatowne. That's it.
Okay, so, just so everybody knows, so next month is our last meeting before the summer. And I guess everybody already knows our guest speaker is Bob Castle. I know tonight there's some stuff from several people about how dissatisfied they are with our county executive. But I also want you to remember when it comes next month, that he has dedicated a lot of his time and effort into this Route 40, southern part of the county. He promised me when I went to one of his fundraisers when he was running, I said, we want you to vote for you. Most of the administrations, and I've been the chair of this now for about 13 years, we have been treated like red-headed stepchildren on the Route 40 corridor. Do not forget us, and he promised that he would look at the Route 40 corridor and he would be there for us, and he has been. So I'm hoping next month when he comes, that all of the negative stuff that you've heard, please remember all of the things he is doing for us. And if you do have an issue for him, that we do it respectfully, because there are some people that are upset about stuff that's going on, and like I said, remember the good things he's done for us.
Can I just add some perspective on that, Paul? So I did a little Google search. Just so you know, Sheriff's Office in Harford County budget in 2016 was $70 million. In 2024, it is $118 million. Let that sink in for a little bit. When someone tells you, they're not funding something, that's a tremendous increase when you look at what we put in education and other things in this county. So just do your own research, come to your, it's not my opinion,
But I
come to
also
your
want
own
to remember
ideas.
things like when they wanted to close the bridge going under Route 7 or whatever, and we brought it up, and I saw a letter, because I'm on his email list. He had a letter out right away about that, it's not gonna happen, bam. When Dion brought up the railroad bridges, bam. I got a copy of the letter that he sent to the state, so anything that we're asking for here on the Route 40 corridor, I really believe he's trying very hard to do his best for us, so please keep that in mind. If you have an issue with him, even if you don't care for him, just respect the office.
Yeah, we all, many months ago, myself and Bob Kessler were on the phone with MDOT on communication about trying to get Route 40 paved.
Well, he's
And that's how we got it
to
done.
do a lot of little things that some people don't see either. For those of you that remember Tim Youngquist, the young gentleman that got killed at his delivery, he came to the dedication of his bench at Mariners Glen Park, because I was there. And Bob Castle came. So he does those kind of things that sometimes a lot of people don't see it because they're not at those events, but he is very invested in this part of the county, and he's doing a lot of stuff for us, so I'm just saying, just remember that.
The thing I like about him is he will listen. And he said, he told me the last time I saw him face to face, he was like, he doesn't, some things he's not getting information on.
Right.
So,
But he's you know, he's doing his best, and, you know, my thing, 8 or 10 or 12 years, you don't know what he walked in and found on his desk when he took the office over, so, yeah, he's working with what he's got.
All right, so, my closing words, let us as a community participate in our own rescue. Coppermine is here, they here to stay, they invested a whole bunch of money. Who's ever had Labelle Pizza? Nobody? Okay. And some, thank you for saying, somebody said, never even heard of it. Right next to the library, that little strip, they have a pizzeria. That pizzeria is also owned, is it across from, Island Spice? Yeah. The uncle owns that. He had his nephew take over this one. If you don't know, that one's about to close. I told him, I said, you go around there to Coppermine. Talk to them. When you on that strip, the one store that you see lit up at night, if you ever drive past that, is what? The hookah place. Clean, but they get traffic like nobody else. You have vacancies over there. I'm only mentioning that little spot because after the Lady Business Association, we just got that lease for the space on the corner. We got a lot of great things about to happen there. But we want everybody to see our community is our community. Like you said, stop going outside of it. The money that we invest, we're not worried about it coming from the big leagues. It comes from our pocket back into our community. That's all I want to say. Like, this is ours. If it's destroyed, it's because of us.
Just real quick, with Jansen and Melissa, I'd like to agree. I think it is a huge opportunity right now for us. I will tell you personally, the last month or so, I'm heavily involved in the lacrosse and coached in Joppa, Edgewood, and Forest Hill for approximately 15 years. A number of those teams in northern Harford County and Baltimore County have been playing down here, and the feedback has been absolutely incredible. Like, everybody wants to come down here in the last 2 months and play those fields. It's been like, it's shocking and stood out from multiple discussions I've had. So I think it is a pretty good opportunity, and I don't think we have to make as a community large investments. I mean, things as simple as somebody popping up a snowball stand, you know what I mean? A food truck. It's huge. It's huge. I mean, it's little things like that. And I think there's other growth opportunities only in Florida for some nicer and better restaurants. That stuff's gonna come in time. But I'm telling you, I've been on the sports side for a number of years, and I've seen communities where it's been big like that, and it changes, it can change the entire community. So.
It changes in the spring, and I'm saying that because they're saying, like, if you have an idea, I help people get their EIN numbers. I help people develop their businesses. But Van said, she is a very resourceful person, so,
By the way, they're all turf fields too, so they'll
I know.
play games and play games.
And they're very good turf fields.
I just wanted to say that next month is gonna be like the most important meeting that we're gonna have. We have an opportunity to sit down and talk to Bob Castle, just talk to the county executive. So let's not waste it by complaining. Let's see what we need for the future, because we can sit here and complain. If you wanna complain, go look at Facebook where everybody's complaining. Figure out what we wanna do for the future, what we need, what we can have a discussion about with our county executive, and not waste this opportunity.
And there's a list, we can provide them with a long list of things you can thank you for. And then go into your question.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That way we can lock them in.
Okay, anybody? Yeah, Kim, go ahead.
I didn't get a chance to share this, but the Fellowship of Christian Athletes gave me one flyer so I keep people take pictures of it. But there's going to be another summer camp. It's called a power camp. It's going to be held at Edgewood High School in July. And it's one of those premier camps where, you know, have anything to do, because the high schoolers have their summer camps and stuff with their school sports, but, this is the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. They shared it at a community meeting, so I'll make sure to announce that tonight. And so I already gave a copy here, and then I'll make sure that Armin gets the other ones. But on a personal note, the 755 has been working, the county has really reached out to our group to work on some of the projects. When we talk about community development and revitalization, we've made several suggestions that they are trying to follow up with, because some of it involves state property, school board property, that they just can't grant to us. And we're working with the grant office, and again, it's all for community development and revitalization. So I just want to let you know. And then the other piece is Coppermine, because you know I'm up there all the time just checking things out, but they do have 3 food trucks there that are local, like a coffee beverage truck in the morning with 2 like meal type trucks, and those trucks quickly sell out, as you can see from the thousands of people that are there. So we're looking at some other things to keep in Edgewood, so that the families have some place to go. So just know that we have a lot of the Southern County Task Force will sit and listen to your ideas, and then if they can go with it, they will. It just takes time.
Yep, I just had a quick comment, from Harford Square Conventions. I just want to say thank you. We had a very successful event last month with Mary Sam Help Me, I'm sorry, mispronouncing it, with DPW, and the county executive did come out to Harford Square on, for our Community Connections Day. We also had a number of the services that I've met here at this meeting since I've been coming. And this is just a really great meeting to connect with what's happening in Harford County, and people keep their word and show up. So I've made a lot of good connections. We're doing a lot of new things. We just had new board members, and I'm now the president of that community. And so we're really looking to continue to partner with you all and just really connect the people that are improve the environment in its whole, but also spread it out. Spread the word about different, we want to market other businesses that are happening in Edgewood. You know, we have the Edgewood family webpage, our own webpage for our own community. We advertise a lot of things. We're also looking to open up our clubhouse at the end of the summer, so we'll be letting folks know. And then with that, providing a space for activities to happen there at our clubhouse, free to the residents, but connecting with a lot of the services here in Harford County that are already happening. So who's reached out to us and so forth. So I want to say thank you. Wanted to give a plug for the county executive who definitely came out, and also Andre came out as well, pledged scholarship money for the kids, and just thank you for the connections that I've made here and continue working with you all. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Go ahead.
Two quick things. One, we're still gonna be able to, take a look at the emergency vehicle, right?
I guess, so, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
This is a blue sky idea,
Okay.
all right? Joppatowne, Edgewood. Let's have a chili cook-off. I'm serious. I'm serious. Get people together. Get people together.
I'd go for it.
Okay.
All right, anybody else? If not, the meeting is adjourned. And